Art evolves constantly and the process leads to creativity in action. When we work on transient art, we manipulate, explore and experiment. This is the Art Express. Welcome. First on Gallery, Art 21 presents an exhibition titled Status Also Breathes. The exhibition was a collaboration between the Department of Fine and Applied Art of the Obafemi Awolowo University and the families of the Chibok girls Boko Haram kidnapped in northern Nigeria in 2014. Let's take a look.
My knee is not my biological daughter. My knee is also affected. In my extended family, 7 of them was adopted, and thank God 6 of them has been released. Remain 1 in the captivities. All in all, Chibok girls adopted in 2014, April 14. They were 276, and 76 of them has escaped on the very initial date of adoption, and 219 were taken to Sambisa Forest. After 2 years, and 107 has been rescued on accusation between government and the terrorists. And that is a welcome idea. I appreciate the government for doing that. Because I really feel it deeply in my heart that by missing this girl, entirely Chibok community has a great loss, but we are still recover. Presently now, remain 98 missing up to now in the captivity. Government should put more effort to see that the remaining 98 also will be recovered. Presently, the government are trying in all ways to see that they rescue this girl, but they have already been married to this militant with babies and many children. Even though as their parents, we still want them to come back home with the babies.
I'm among the Chibok girls who missed last 8 years ago. I was in school just as Chibok when Boko Haram come and kidnapped us and moved with us. So I'm the first one who escaped from Sambisa Forest. Yeah. So now I'm on stand in media. I'm calling for government that we are still beg them to bring our sisters. We need them like our parents now. They are happy they have seen us. We want them to be back. Want them. We want to have them back because we are missing them so much. And escape when Nigerian army went there to fight them, so that's how I get way to escape. We are running into the bush with the Boko Haram people. After that, I just find the way. So I say, let me start running. That's how I escape.
Inspired by the ancient Ife terracotta heads entitled Statues Also Breathe, this collaboration aims to raise awareness about the plight of the Chibok girls who are still missing, while highlighting the global struggle for girls' education. The exhibition showed 108 sculpture heads made by French multidisciplinary artist Prue Nori and art students from the OAU Fine and Applied Arts Department. 8 years after, while most of the girls are still in captivity and the world seems to be forgetting about them, the collaborators remembered through this exhibition.
Eight years ago, when I heard for the first time about the Chibok girls, I was traveling an army that I've done in China, an army of girls called the Terracotta Daughters. And I heard about the Ife heads. And as a sculptor, it was my dream to go someday to Ife and work with the clay. And I met with the University of Ife. And it was a love at first sight with the teachers, all the lecturers. We share the same philosophy of transmission and of cross-disciplinaries. So we decided to make this project together with 108 students, mixing the heads inspired by the Ife heads, but for most importantly, the heads, the portraits of the Chibok girls. So we worked with the family, they entrusted us with the photographs, and from the photographs of the missing girls and the Ife heads, we sculpted the 108 heads. It was a workshop of 1 day, a one-day workshop, and the 108 students created unique heads, all different, all based on the portraits of the Chibok girls and of the Ife ancient heads. The idea is to travel the world with the army and to show all the heads that personify the Chibok missing girls, but also talk about girls' education around the world.
There's hardly anything about this life that doesn't have art. It's about the way we think, it's about the way we talk, it's about the way we live. And today we are using that art to reenact a point in the history of this country. It's a sad point, and it's a point that has not been erased totally from our memory. It's a point that makes us to remember every time we reenact like this, that we still have some of our girls somewhere out there missing. And we are hoping that someday they're going to come back. But today, we are using art to remind ourselves. We are using art to talk to ourselves. We are using art to express to the whole world that whatever can be done for these girls to come back. The statues that you see here today were made as replicas of the missing girls. If you look at all the statues here, each one has a different face. It's an individual. And so today we are using that sculpture, these terracotta heads, to tell everybody that whatever can be done, we want it done. Let's bring these ladies back. So if you look at the faces on these statues, you will see the striations, the tribal marks that you see on the Ife bronze heads. You see them on these heads. The clay that was used for this work were clay dug from Ife.
Looking at the work, it looks exactly like the picture I was given, so it speaks a lot. And that shows that we did not forget about the Chibok girls. So it shows that they are still on our mind, and us looking at the picture, it gives a full details. And even the unborn children, they'll be able to see it and know that, wow, there are still some people who remember the Chibok girls.
This work, the Chibok's head, it says a lot about the art. It says a lot about artwork. What inspired me in this, especially in this work, is that I love anything about sculpting work, anything about sculpting. Is that carving? Is that metal work? I love it so much. So that inspired me a lot. This work speaks a lot. Even if I didn't say much about the work, this art speaks for me that It tells people about the Chibok's head. It says a lot about the art.
Tim and Carol Gallery of Modern and Contemporary Arts presents the second edition of Printmakers exhibition titled Celebrating the Art of Adventure in honor of Bruce Onobrakbeya at 90.
This is an exhibition that is two-points. First, we are honoring the doyen of Nigerian arts and Nigerian printmaking arts, Professor Bruce Onobrakbeya, for his 90th anniversary. This is also our inaugural exhibition at Tim and Carol Gallery, so it's a two-point celebration that we are having. And we are most delighted to have this set of artists. There are about 25 of them, a handful, but very magnificent works that they've turned out. And we are very, very pleased to be displaying this magnificent body of works by Nigerian artists.
I'm curating these works of art from Printmakers Association of Nigeria. This is the second exhibition of visual printmakers of Nigeria, and I have the opportunity of showing it here, the gallery called Tim and Carol Gallery. It's their second exhibition. It's an inaugural one here because this is the first exhibition in this gallery. So it's quite an exciting thing to be here. Try and do creative things and try and see how much they can influence one another and make the art world a greater place to enjoy.
Printmaking is the art of creating prints from an artwork with that element of originality that differentiates it from photographic reproductions. The methods of printing include lithography, etching, serigraphy, plasticast, block relief, and many more. It took the introduction of graphic method of intaglio printmaking in workshops by Rudolf Harold van Rossum, a Dutch artist, in 1963 and 1964 to prompt Bruce Onobrakbeya to change from painting to pursuing printmaking as a career. Bruce has continued to investigate and interrogate Urhobo folklore through which his works unfold. Today, the professor has disciples. This exhibition desires to place printmaking more formally in the public eyes and increase the collections in homes and permanent archives.
He's impacted the lives of so many artists. He's done a lot in the visual arts. And today, the printmakers are coming out to say thank you and well done. Most of the techniques that are shown here are techniques that the artists learned from either a studio in Mushin or in Agbaroto during the Hamatan series of Hamatan workshops that hold annually. So we learned a lot. We've learned a lot from him as an artist. We've learned processes of art production from him. We've also learned lifelong lessons about how to live as an artist, how you could take breaks, have your siesta, also exercise, and also protect yourself from some of the very dangerous chemicals that we work with. These are things you don't find written down in books.
This exhibition is specifically to celebrate Professor Bruce Onobrakbeya, who happens to be the pioneer printmaker in Nigeria. He got into printmaking. He studied that quite all right from the old Nigeria College of Science, Arts and Science. and Technology in Zaria. But he came to Lagos and started work. And at the end of the day, he went to a workshop and printmaking was introduced fully. And he started the art of printmaking. Today, so many researchers, so many people have actually graduated and have done so well in printmaking. I'm an example of that. This exhibition is actually to celebrate Bruce Onrakweya, for that pioneering effort, and not that alone, for his contributions in the visual arts industry, and his ingenuity and his generosity, even in the art landscape. He opened up the Hamatan workshop, where some of us were there to learn, the Hamatan workshop in Agba Roto, and it's an informal form of education. But so many scholars have actually gone there to improve themselves, and to really validate what printmaking and other genres of art, what they are all about. So we want to salute him for this effort.
This exhibition titled Celebrating the Arts of Adventure. It's important to know that the Printmakers are actually a very strong group, and they've put together this beautiful body of work. We have so many veteran artists as well as the young contemporaries showcasing very beautiful, spectacular print work. There's a lot of attention to other forms of art, but I'm so glad that we are focusing on prints this time around, this 10-day exhibition, and we have well over 30 artists. And we have so many beautiful prints. I want to encourage people to look at prints now in a different light. Yes, paintings are beautiful, sculptures are great, but the print works do have a very compelling argument in this our industry.
Professor Bruce Onrakweya attended a workshop too in Osogbo a long time before I even became what I am today. But he's specialized in deep etching, and he has made his own contribution. He has inspired all the young artists a lot in the area of etching. So when I got a Fulbright program, I went to New York, where I was able to develop my deep etching. This work is done in New York in the printmaking workshop. That's where I did my Fulbright program. I was attached to State University at Albany, but I was based in New York. This work is deep etching. We don't have many people doing deep etching in this country. So I did this one and this one there.
Legacy Empire Gallery presents Light Resolution in an art exhibition by Akim Adeleke, curated by Matthew Oyedele at the National Museum, Lagos.
An exhibition going on, Light Resolution. That's my solo exhibition. That's my second solo exhibition going on today. The inspiration behind this Light Resolution is just that I want to show people about the prophecy I'm making for Nigeria, my country, about the epilepsy or the light challenges we are having in the country for now. So I'm trying to prophesy that my prophecy should come true, to come to pass and to come to reality. We all know that light is beauty, as in art is beauty, and then likewise the light. And then light is a kind of universal energy we will always know. So there is no way you want to talk about art, we will not talk about light.
Following the artist's journey to investigate Nigeria's electricity problem, Adeleke continues his exploration through painting on the theme of power outage. In this body of work, he explores the themes of epileptic electricity, resolution, class struggle, and human relationships. The first section, which consists of 2 distinct parts, takes an in-depth look at the history of Nigeria, with the artist metaphorically highlighting the failure of electricity sector and its impact on the daily life of the average citizen through the confrontation of light and darkness.
The theme of the exhibition is light resolution because of the subject of the artist, which is electricity in Nigeria, right? The artist looks at the epileptic power supply in Nigeria and how he can initiate conversations on how we can talk about the solution and the way forward. So that's why you see lots of light and color in his works. He wants to project his environment in a beautiful way that depicts light, even though we know we do not have that constant electricity, but he wants to project it in a way that he wants it to happen. The artist is not in isolation. The artist creates because of what he sees in the environment. The environment inspires the artist. So electricity is one of the things that happens in the country, which is epileptic power supply. So it's like an inspiration for the artist to work. You understand? So it's a subject that the artist or anyone can explore. The artist needs light or electricity to work in a studio. When he wants to work at night and there is no electricity, how does he work? So if there is no constant electricity, he has to either provide solar for himself or buy generator for himself, which is like an added cost to the artist.
It is often said that it is not the years in your life that counts, but rather the life in your years. Great artists defy age, odds, and challenges to keep their expression alive. And that's our package for this week. We really do hope you did enjoy it. I'll see you again same time next week. Bye-bye.